What's it like to step into the life of Argentina's most iconic First Lady? That's the question I had in my mind the moment we decided to visit the Evita Museum here in Buenos Aires. Now, I'll admit something. I'm a big fan of Evita, the musical. You probably know the songs too. Don't Cry for Me, Argentina is the most famous one. I still catch myself humming it sometimes. And yes, I'm also guilty of watching Madonna's movie version more than once. But here's the thing. Beyond the lights, the music, and the big performances, there was a real woman. Eva Perón, or Evita, who touched the lives of millions. And seeing this museum was my chance to meet her. Not the legend, not the stage character, but the woman herself. So, who was Evita? She was born in 1919 in a small town to a poor family. She grew up with big dreams, moved to Buenos Aires as a teenager, and worked as an actress. Life wasn't easy for her, but she had this incredible drive. When she married Juan Perón, who later became president, her life completely changed. She could have just stayed in the background like many first ladies of her time. But Evita was different. She became a powerful voice for the poor, for workers, and especially for women. She fought hard for women's right to vote in Argentina. She built schools and hospitals. She set up her foundation to help those who had nothing. For the rich and powerful, she was controversial. For the poor and forgotten, she was a hero. That's why people still remember her, not just in Argentina, but all over the world. And that's what makes the Evita Museum so special. It's not a huge building like a palace or a giant government hall. Instead, it's in a beautiful old mansion from the 1920s. It feels warm and intimate, almost like stepping into someone's home. Which in a way makes sense, because this museum was designed to feel personal. It tells the story of Evita's life, not just the history books. Right away, you see her elegance. Evita was known for her style, and the museum has many of her original dresses on display. Some were glamorous, perfect for state events. Others were simple, showing the practical side of her. But what struck me most wasn't just the clothing. It was how each dress seemed to carry a story. You can almost imagine her wearing them while giving a speech, or visiting workers, or standing beside her husband at the presidential palace. Then there are the personal letters, Some were written by Evita herself. Others were letters of gratitude from people she helped. Reading those, it was moving. You could feel how much she meant to people. These weren't just thank you notes, they were messages of love, of hope, from families who finally had food or medicine because of her foundation. The museum also highlights the causes she cared about. Children were at the center of her work. There are displays about her children's programs where she gave toys, clothing, and built schools. There's also a section about women's suffrage. Imagine this. Argentina's women didn't have the right to vote until 1947. And Evita was at the forefront of that fight. Seeing her speeches, photos, and campaign materials made me realize she wasn't just supporting her husband's career, she was shaping a nation's future. We spent almost 2 hours inside, and honestly, time flew by. And the actual facility was really beautiful. Look at this corridor with a skylight. What fascinated me the most was how carefully curated everything was. Nothing felt overwhelming. Every room told a chapter of her story, her childhood, her rise to fame, her time as First Lady, and her legacy. At times, it felt emotional. At other times, it was inspiring. And through it all, you get to see Evita not just as a symbol, but as a woman, real, imperfect, but deeply human. One of my favorite moments was sitting in the small video theater inside the museum. They show documentaries about her life with original footage. We sat there watching black and white clips of Evita speaking to massive crowds. Her voice, strong and passionate, still carries emotion decades later. Watching her on screen, including this funeral footage, made me realize why people followed her so deeply. It wasn't just politics, it was her heart. Here are 10 fascinating facts we picked up during our visit. First, the museum is housed in a 1920s mansion, once used by Evita's foundation. Second, you'll see her dresses up close, many in excellent condition. Third, personal letters and speeches show her personality and values. Fourth, Evita played a key role in securing women's voting rights in Argentina. Fifth, she created a foundation that gave direct aid to the poor. Sixth, you can watch rare historical footage in cozy video rooms. 7th, she became First Lady at just 27 years old. 8th, she passed away tragically young at only 33. 9th, the museum includes exhibit on her work with children, one of her passions. 10th, there's even a cafe where you can sit, reflect, and enjoy Argentine snacks afterward. If you are thinking about visiting, let me share some quick tips. Take your time, don't rush. Every corner of the museum has detail worth noticing. Watch the documentaries, they're short but powerful. Bring a camera, but always check photo rules first. Some exhibits don't allow flash. We walked out with more than just memories. We left with a deeper understanding of Argentina's history and with so much respect for a woman who continues to inspire. Our visit to the Evita Museum was one of the highlights of our trip to Buenos Aires. Evita was more than just a first lady. She was a voice for the voiceless, a symbol of love and hope, and a reminder that even one person can change a nation. And for us, those 2 hours in the museum, truly unforgettable.